Alright, so here we are on lesson 1, interpreting division of a whole number by a fraction, and we're using visual models today. So we're on the first lesson of our brand new note packet, and we're going to go through a few examples here. So, example 1 says Maria has 3/4 of a pound of trail mix. She needs to share it equally among 6 friends. How much will each friend be given? How would we write this as a division problem? So we know that she has 3/4 of a pound, so that's what we're going to start with. And she needs to divide it among 6 friends. That means this would just be 3/4 divided by 6. Alright, so down here it says, how can we use the number line and tape diagram to answer this question? So we've got this number line here to show that each part of this box is 1/4. And then all 4 boxes equals 1 whole. And they've already shaded in 3 out of the 4 boxes for us to represent the 3/4. So now we're going to divide each box into 6 parts. So that means we're going to draw 5 lines in each big box. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we have 6 individual boxes in each of the original 6 that we have. So now we need to go ahead and we're dividing 3/4 by 6. So now we need to shade in 3 of those little boxes. We've got 1 here, we've got 2 here, and 3 here. So now this means that each person, my shading will stop disappearing, will receive 3, because we shaded in 3 boxes, out of how many total boxes there are. There's 24 total individual boxes there. Alright, so we're going to skip part C and part D right now. So go ahead and cross them off. We're going to go on to the next page. Alright, and we have another example here. It says, imagine that you have 2/5 of a cup of frosting that you need to share equally between 3 desserts. How would we write this as a division question? So we have 2/5, and we need to divide it among 3 desserts. So we're going to have 2/5 divided by 3. So we have a model, and we need to first draw the model of 2/5. So we have 5 boxes here. So now we need to shade in 2 of them to represent the 2/5 part here. Alright, so now we've done that. Now we're dividing it by 3, so that means we need to divide each box into 3 equal parts. So that means there's 2 lines that go in each box here. Alright, so each box has 3 parts now. And so now we need to shade in 2 of those little individual boxes. I'm going to try to do this in orange again. Alright, so now we're going to shade in 2 of these here. Alright, so now when we look at this, first part says, how can we show that we are dividing 2/5 into 3 equal parts. We just did that in the picture. And then what does each part represent? So we know, based off of what we shaded, that each dessert will receive 2, because we shaded 2 boxes out of the total. 1, 2, 3, if we count them up all the way down, there are 15 cups of frosting. Alright, so that's what our answer would be for the question. Okay, we're going to skip part C. We're going to move on to where it says your turn now. So it says, for each question below, rewrite the problem as a multiplication question. Then write the answer using the tape diagram. Alright, so we're not going to do that first part. So what we're going to do is we need to first put in our visual model here. So we have 1/2, which means that we need to have 2 boxes. So you have 2 original boxes to start with. Try to draw a thicker line here in the middle so we can see the difference. Alright, and now we need to shade in 1 out of the 2 boxes because we have 1/2. So we're going to shade that in. Alright, now we're dividing by 6. So that means we need to have 6 little boxes in each of the big ones. We're going to divide them both into 6 pieces. So that means we draw 5 lines in each of them. 4, 5, and then we have box number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and now because we have 1/2 divided by 6, we're still only going to shade one of those boxes here. So we shade in one of these boxes. So now we know that our numerator of our answer is going to be 1 over, and if we count up all the individual little boxes, there are 12 of them, so our answer is 1/12. Alright, so go ahead and flip over to the next page. We're going to do a few of these together, and then I'm going to ask you to try a few on your own. So, before we do number 2, let's make a little key here for ourselves so we can remember something. So the 1 here is how many you shade. So write that in. How many you shade. The 3 is the total big boxes. Alright, and then this whole number 3 here is what you use to break them apart. To break big boxes apart. Alright, so please make sure you have that written down on your paper because that will help you. So, we have 1/3, that's what we're starting with. So that means we need 3 boxes to start with to represent the thirds. Alright, and we're only going to shade in one of them to represent the 1/3. Alright, so now we've used those numbers. Now we're going to use this 3 here to break up the big boxes. So that means each big box now needs to have 3 parts. So 1, 2, and this would be 3. 1, 2. Oh, I should spread that one apart. That wasn't very good. 1, and then 2, and then we'd have 3, and then the same thing here. Alright, and now we shade in, out of those individual boxes, we only shade in one of them. So go ahead and do that. I lost my other colors here. So we shade in that. So now our answer then would be 1, because we shaded in one of the boxes. And then if we count up the individual little boxes, there are 9 of them, so our answer is 1/9. Alright, let's try number 3 here. Number 3 says 1/5 divided by 4. So first, we are going to have 5 boxes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be 5. And we're only going to shade in one of them to represent the 1/5. So now, in each of these big boxes, we need to make 4 parts. So you're going to need 3 lines then. 2, 3. These are going to be a little smaller. Alright, and now we shade in just one of those individual boxes. So just this first one here. So now our answer we know is going to have a 1 on the top over, if we count up all the individual tiny boxes, there are 20 of them, so our answer is 1/20. Alright, let's try one more all together here. So number 4 is 3/5 divided by 4. So again, we need it to be divided into fifths, so we need 5 boxes to start with. And now this time we are going to shade in 3 of them to represent the 3/5. So we have 3/5 here. And now we're dividing by 4, so that means each of the boxes that represent a fifth need to be divided into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. 1, 2, 3, that's 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now Instead of shading one box, we're going to shade in 3 because we have 3/5. So we're shading in 3 of these little tiny boxes here. Alright, so now our numerator this time is going to be 3 over, if we count up the total number of boxes again, we would have 20. So our answer is 3/20. Alright, I want you guys to try number 5 on your own. Please try it. Go back and look at your notes, alright? And then we will go over it all together in class tomorrow.